Scrolling through the feeds, same old show. Creators playing safe, moving way too slow. Clickbait titles, they don't mean a thing. Tired of the spin, it's a one-note ring. The thumbnail's flashy, but the content flat. Same old song and dance, who needs that? Rinse and repeat, like a broken record. Where's the realness? I'm feeling neglected. Come see the rolling toddies. Break the mold, where the stories are real, where the truth is bold. No safety net here, just the wild and free. Like and subscribe, join the journey with me. Diving in deep with the facts on the screen. Liberal free thinking, if you know what I mean. Forget all the fluff, we're cutting the crap. Getting down to the nitty gritty, no time for a nap. I'm done with the chatter, need substance and spark. In a world full of echoes, be a shot in the dark. Come see the rolling toddies. Break the mold, where the stories are real, where the truth is bold. No safety net here, just the wild and free. Like and subscribe, join the journey with me. Scroll through the moments, the laughter and tears. We conquer the silence, we face our fears. It's a reckless ride on this YouTube wave. Authentic connections, that's what we crave. So ditch the same old, let's bring the new. Real life stories waiting just for you. Unfiltered and raw, we're breaking the chain. Jump on the train, feel the passion and pain. Subscribe to the thrill, don't miss the chance. Rolling Toddies is where the real ones dance. Come see the rolling Toddies. Break the mold, where the stories are real, where the truth is bold. No safety net here, just the wild and free. Like and subscribe, join the journey with me. Now's the time to rise, to amplify the voice. In a sea of sameness, we've made the choice. So hit that button, let's spark the flame. Rolling Toddies is here, remember the name. No more masks or shadows, let's step into light. With stories that matter, we'll rise up and fight. Come see the rolling Toddies.
Alrighty, we're back again, and being it's October, it's getting real close to that time. And as you see in the title, it's almost that time, festive time, lighting time, Christmas lights time. But let's just say that these are patio lights, which they are. So year-round type lights. So last year, when I took my other lights down, one of many new things that I got from last year was a string. I built a string of G40 fairy RGB lights. So they were a bunch of little fairy lights, RGB, that were stuffed into a glass G40 style bulb. They were actually quite nice to look at. It's on one of my videos or something that I posted. Only problem was is that when I took them down, I did all the prep work of putting the socket washers on them and putting the silicone paste in the things, but somehow water still got into them. So inside the glass envelope, some of them were about a quarter of the way full of water. So I would expect when I bring them back out that there's going to be a bunch of them that are not going to work. So while in the jungle site, I decided to see if I could reorder more lamps and replace the ones that were damaged by water, or replace everything. But I went back to the site where I bought the lights and I tried to do the buy it again, and they're not available anymore. So it was a short-term type of deal for me. But looking around, I decided to do a search for G40 RGB lights again, and I come up with these. So these are Ollny. I have no idea how you're going to pronounce that. If you can figure it out. So these are G40 RGB, actually kind of like dream color type style string lights, patio lights. We'll call them patio lights because it's still October. Christmas lights. So let's take these out of the box and check them out. So these are just come in, and here they are. So, and the comes with a wall adapter for AC. Comes with a clicker. That's always fun when they come with a clicker. So these are 30 foot. They're kind of like a C7 socket, sort of, kinda, not really, but they are similar in style to what I had. So here are the instructions. So this is model number HG-6V30C10. Instructions for use: connect power supply. If the lights do not turn on after the power is connected, press the on button. Make sure all the sockets are in place, all the lamps are in place. So the power cable length is 6 foot, so that's between this and the first lamp. 30 bulbs plus 1 spare bulb. I don't see a spare bulb, so I guess they forgot to include that kind. Maximum remote control distance is 16.4 feet, and of course this is RGB, 16 colors and multicolor. So this has 16 solid colors plus 2 multicolor, 8 blinking modes. Standard timing program gives you set and forget function, operating at 5 volts. It has excellent heat dissipation and is safe to the touch. Convenient memory functions. The string light will always keep the last mode you set it for the next time of use. Of course, it's got a timer. It says to untie all the string lights, hang them in place, connect the power supply, replace the light bulb. Make sure you turn the power off if you had no bulbs available. Well, that's a little hard to change the bulbs when they didn't give you a spare bulb. I don't know. And of course, you can play around with the clicker, and it's got the timer functions and all that other good stuff. Let's see. So we got the features of the remote control. We got turn on, turn off, 7 function cycles. Number 3, so that's auto, so that goes through everything, I would imagine. 4 levels of blinking speed, fade, jump, ASYN, fade, ASYN, jump. 16 steady on, solid color mode, multicolor lighting, steady on, one press, one color. So there's 2 functions of multicolor. 16 solid color lighting, fade, circular layering. Solid color light jump, multicolor lighting fade, multicolor lighting jump. One press on mode, starry flashing, red, blue, white flashing. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I think that's the, let's see, number 12. What's that? Oh, strobe. So that's interesting. Battery remote control, all that kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, I guess there's nothing other to do than to power them up. Take the clicker out. Hopefully there's a battery in there. So, what's the tag say? RGB bulb string lights, model number 5 volts DC. Okay. So, what's nice about these are plastic. So, unlike my other ones where they are glass and you just touch them and they shatter the glass. So, looks like standard C7 type sockets. Good Velcro. Velcro and a wire tie. What you got? The cord. It's all strung around. It looks like you can link them. I doubt 5 volts is going to carry far. So that's the end. So let's get our first bulb out, which is buried in here somewhere. There's our first bulb. So, we'll plug into this thing. So it can only go in one way, and definitely not that end. This end. Right? No, this end. Because it's got the plugs. Okay. So this has a little O-ring on there. So I'm familiar with these kinds of strings. They got a little O-ring to keep some of the water out. So we will plug in to the wall. Luckily the cord is long enough so I can reach the wall. Okay, we're plugged in. So it says check the bulb. So here's one that's not all the way in. And this one's not all the way in. This one's not all the way in. So we got to snug them up a little bit. Check anything else that's not screwed all the way in. Looks like everything else is in. So that's pretty cool. Let me turn some lights off. So it looks like we got a startup color of blue. So that's exciting. So we'll go through the clicker here. Of course, I'm going to have to point it at the controller. So maybe we'll come over to this channel over here. So on off button, so on, and then you can turn it off. And then we can change the colors. So red, green, blue. So we'll change it to red. That's pretty nice, actually. Green, blue, and then white. So it's got the kind of the cold white color. And then it's got a combination of all kinds of different colors where you can select that are a little bit kind of like a teal. Of course, the camera is not really going to do it justice. Kind of like an orangey color. You know, typical LED color, RGB color shifting here. And the flicker, I don't know if it's flickering on your end, but on my end, it's not flickering. The camera is just making it flicker. Hey, there's an Insidious Nexies. Yeah, this was scheduled. I scheduled it yesterday. And he gave me a super chat. Thank you. Awesome. So we got all kinds of different colors here. That's a nice looking purple. So that takes care of the solid colors. So let's check out some of the animations, per se. So that's kind of wild. So for me, this is definitely a better upgrade than the just the standalone stagnant RGBs, because this one's got some interesting interesting modes. So that was in waves, so it's just going to go in and out of the different colors that is capable of being produced by RGBs. So kind of an interesting pattern here. Very nice. I like these. So let's try the strobe. Ooh, I like that. So that's going to go through all the colors with the strobe effect of the white. Quite interesting. That is fantastic. So there's that red-blue combination that they were talking about in the instruction manual. So if you hit the strobe button twice, you get the red, white strobe, and blue. So that's interesting. These would be a good set of lights to have out outside during the summertime to enjoy all your major U.S. holidays of Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. Have these on all during them holidays. That's pretty cool. I like that. So that's the first strobe. So we'll go over in the twinkle and see what that does. Oh, that's interesting. These are very cool. I like these. I would definitely have to find a better way to weatherproof these, other than the socket washers and silicone paste in the sockets. I probably would have to. Depends on how the water got in the other sets. I don't know. I would assume it got in through the solder blob on the end of the lamp. 'Cause that's the only or it got in between the glass and the socket screw portion of the bulb. So let's try the rainbow button. See what that does. Oh, I like that. That's nice. So this is what I had. So the RGB in static mode. So this is what I had last year, and of course these guys were like I mentioned earlier. These were my other set is glass, and of course the very thin glass, where you just touch it and you can shatter that glass. Which I was putting them out and I shattered one of them, and then like I said, the the water got in them. So some of them were like quarter full of water, which was very disappointing when I took them off. So that's interesting. So this is what I had, and of course these are nice plastic, which I prefer. You ain't got to worry about shattering that. So that's a nice feature. So let's try the fade button. So that's gonna fade through all the colors. So that's the fade. Let's try the jump button. So that's your typical flash through all your colors. I think you can change the speed of it if you hit the speed button. Yep. So that's ultra slow. Slowest and the fastest, you've already seen that. Just keep hitting the speed button and you change the speed of them. Go back over to the fade button and then play with the speed. Because each time you hit the button, it jumps back to red to let you know that you changed it. So that's cool. And let's see, we got this ASYN fade button, and we got ASYN jump button. So we'll do the first one, see what that looks like. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So it's shifting through all the colors. Let's see what the speed button does. Probably makes it go faster or slower. Oh yeah. So that's really slow. Which is really more preferred in my eyes. It's really preferred if you got LEDs to morph and shift colors, is to do it slowly. Otherwise, it's got that typical computerized random shifting of the colors. So that's interesting. So then we got the ASYN jump button. Oh yeah, look at that. This is a nice set of patio lights. Christmas. That's pretty cool. And then you got the timer function. So whatever you set it to. So when you hit the timer, I guess when you hit the timer button at 4 o'clock, it'll run for whatever you set it to, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, and then it'll run through that time, and then the remaining time they're off, and it should turn back on, at 4 o'clock the next day. Then we got the auto button, so that should go through all the modes that is programmed into the controller. And of course, you hit the speed button, you can have it go fairly quickly through all the different modes. So this is a nice set of lights. This comes from Amazon. I'll have to bring up the listing. Let's see, Amazon. Let's see, you were OLL. Let's see, where are you? There you are. Let's see, shop. You got Halloween lights up. Where's my lights? There you are. Color changing patio lights. There they are. So we'll come back over to this one, and then we will go over to the desktop. There you go. So there's the Amazon listing. So it's the Ollny or Ollny, however you want to pronounce that. Outdoor lights, 30 foot, 30 bulbs, RGBW, color changing string light, plug-in remote, waterproof, shatterproof timers, G40, patio lights for outside balcony, porch camping, deck yard. So they're 35, 36 bucks. Get the 10% coupon off. So, they're not that bad. Got a couple of different selections. So mine is this one. Then you got that style and that style. So plain Jane to the more, I don't know what you would call that one, that particular one. But this one's mine because I like the fairy lights inside the G40 bulbs. I think that's interesting. So they come in 30-foot lengths, and then the plain white ones you can have 25 foot, 50 foot, 100 foot, 150 foot. So that's pretty cool. So we'll go back to mine. So that's mine. 16 different modes. We went through them all. Of course, it's got the timers and all that other good stuff. Be interesting to see how they hold up out in the weather, because they're going to be out in the raw open. So it says right here, after receiving, connect the power supply and confirm the string lights are working. Rotate the bulbs, make sure they're in full contact. So they made sure they covered their ass, saying, hey, my lights don't work, I want to return them. Did you try screwing the bulbs in? Of course, I don't see anything. I wonder if you can connect them in series. I don't see anything that you can't do it. So I was checking the what else these guys got, and I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna get some of their solar string lights. So it looks like one guy had issues with water getting into him. Look at this guy. Dangerous, disgusting garbage. What? Oh, they must have sentenced. Oh yeah, look at that. That's not even the same thing that he must have got repackaged some other garbage. Yeah, that's not even the same plug. He must have got another brands that probably somebody bought them and they didn't like their old lights, so they just shoved them back in a box and said they're just shit. But like I said, I was checking out their other stuff here. Their solar string lights. I like to have this, some of these guys here. Probably gonna get them. Not really. I don't really like the string lights. I like the bigger bulbs. Might keep that on a tree all year. It's got a clicker. That's pretty cool. Let's see, where's the solar ones? Outdoor. Got that kind. They got all kinds of stuff here. It's amazing. Anyway. We will come back to these guys. So, like I mentioned, I don't see anywhere where they don't say you can't connect them in series. So, I did buy 3 of these things. You know, not that it matters to me whether I can link them or not, because I got plenty of electricity to do said project. But it'd be fun to see if we can link them. I doubt that 5 volts is going to carry far. But let's see if we can do it. Probably some of them are going to light and some of them are going to be dim. But we can check it out to see if it's worth the trouble. So here's another set. So I got to find the other end. There's the end. Let's see. So there's that kind. So it's going through all the modes. It's kind of cool. So we got to find the ends. YouTube's bitching. You're not sending enough data. Wish they get their shit together. Oh yeah, it does. Are they as bright as the other ones? Don't know. Now it's doing all kinds of wild stuff now. The question is it the controller doing all the work of the, or is it individually? It's got to be. There's got to be some kind of communication going through here, because it's only 2 wires. Yeah, the white is really dim, so probably not a good idea to connect more than 2. Some of the colors are pretty bright, but white is not. Yeah, I can tell just by eye they're not as bright. So you probably don't want to have more than 2. I mean, a single set. Yeah, I can tell that the brightness went up when I unplugged them. So you definitely want to have separate circuits for these little guys. So that's pretty cool. I like them. Go back on the normal one. So that's pretty cool. I like them. I think they're a win. The only thing I don't know is how weatherproof they're going to be. Because like these are typical C7 sockets, so maybe actually maybe these sockets are a little bit more sealed. Yeah, I can see through them. Because when I hung them, I had I tried to have most of them hanging upside down. So I know for one fact that was probably not a good idea, because the socket washer, since it's sealed around the lamp, it locked all the water in. So maybe these guys will just get silicone paste in the socket, and then if anything gets in there, it can drain out. Because either the water got in through here, which I can already see through this part, there's a gap in there. So water will either get in through the tip, or it'll sneak in through the collar of the base here. So something to be aware of. But time will tell when I actually do it. But I definitely want to have the solar ones for all year round. I think that would be pretty cool. For the Ollny. Looks like Ollny is a good brand. Just have to figure out how well they are at weatherproofing them. So, that's pretty nice. I like these. Nice soft wire. And I think, no, it was the other set I was watching that the very end one has like a hook, a nail hook. So on the end of the ones that I was looking at, the solar powered ones, they're the true patio lights with the hook on the end, so you can hook this on a hook or a nail, and then have that droopy hanging of these guys. These you can do the same thing as long as you make a nice service loop for a hook. Where'd the end go? There it is. So there's plenty of wire on the very end of that. You could just probably hook it like that. As long as you don't shear that hook off shear the hook off. You probably will, but especially in the wintertime, shear that. These things shear so easily, so you probably want to have a zip tie. Zip it around there, then you got your hanging portion of your lamp. So, I guess that's all I got to say for the Ollny RGB lights, aka patio lights, aka Christmas lights, aka summertime holiday lights. Probably something that a lot of people would be interested in, especially LED RGB patio lights. So, how many people we got in here? 2 people? So we got Pete, and who else? Who else is in here? Come on. One of the deals. Of course, I changed my intro music for those who watch the replay. A lot of them rinse and repeat type video channels. It's like there's a lot of them. It's like, come up with something unique. Do something different. But let's see, 45 minutes almost. So I guess we'll end it here. So for those who are watching live, thanks for watching. We had 5 views today, pretty low. For those who will watch the replay, make sure you do all that YouTube crap and comment, rate, and subscribe. And of course, if you've got nothing nice to say, don't make negative comments, because I will delete them. Till then, we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.